Hey everyone, it's Chris from Smithy Finance. Welcome back. So today is 2/19. It's the 19th of February and it's the midday market report. Not much going, at least not much good happening today. Almost everything is down somewhat. The Dow is down 150, NASDAQ basically flat, but on the red side. Toronto down 130. The gold index down 0.6%. The only thing that's up that I see is the energies, and it's only up marginally, 0.5% right now. So let's have a look at some of the stocks we've been talking about before. There was a significant announcement from MicroStrategy, or Strategy as it's now known, yesterday. They are doing a convertible debenture, at least they're shopping it at the moment. $2 billion, 0% coupon. Imagine getting $2 billion for 0%. 5-year, it'll be convertible at some price. Generally, these have been 40% or so above the market price, or even more. It depends. The stock hasn't been as volatile as it used to be, and neither has Bitcoin. It's kind of in a range at the moment, so perhaps they can't get the premium because the volatility is less. Anyway, we'll see. I expect we'll see an announcement on that maybe after the close, maybe tomorrow. Strategy right now is trading at 330. Now, remember, I talked about Strike a few times, which is their preferred issue. Strike actually hit $100 today, and when it first came on at 84, so I talked about it, and I said it was a good piece of paper, but I didn't do anything about it. So if you call a stock and it does what you say you're going to do, but if you don't have a bet on it, you might as well not have called it. So kind of shame on me. It was reasonably obvious that it was cheap at 84. It was a 9.5% yield or something, and there was no reason it should stay there. Anyway, whatever. I didn't do anything on it, so a big whoop. It did hit 100, but it's a little lower now at 96. Bitcoin's actually having a pretty good day. Bitcoin is 96,200. So it's been doggy lately, right? We're up 2,000 today, but it's 94 yesterday versus 108. Clearly in a range. Clearly the cryptos are in a bit of a funk, and that's just how it goes. It might stay in this range for another few months. Who knows? But I think the underlying is positive. You know how I feel about that. I've also talked about Reddit, and I had a position a couple of months ago, or a month and a half ago. It wasn't very big, and the stock went vertical more or less. And I've been waiting for a pullback. We had the earnings. The earnings were good, but maybe not quite as outstanding, or maybe it's just a sell on the news. But anyway, the stock has come down, and I've been accumulating. So I bought some at 200, at 195, at 190. I bought some at 185 yesterday. I have a 180 bid, and currently the stock is, where is it? It's not on my list here, but anyway, it's around 190 or 188 or something last I looked. So that's kind of how you play the game. You have to avoid the pull, the greed, I guess, of chasing the spike. We can never buy the spike. The spike is a hugely risky move, and you've just got to wait for it to come back, or you've got to let it go. There is no buying the spike. It's the same thing on the sell side. Mostly, there's no selling the spike down, that is. If you're long and some bad news comes out, unless it's unequivocally bad, as I spoke about in my last video, generally speaking, there'll be a bounce from the spike and you can sell into that. Seabridge the other day did a financing, Seabridge Gold SEA, Toronto SA on New York. Stock got clobbered, came up a little bit today, and I sold them a little bit. I think it's going to be dead money for a while until they absorb that. And, I've talked about how stocks disappoint. This one's really disappointed. They've talked about a partnership, a deal. They've got a huge, massive resource, northern BC. They've just been promising a partnership deal, and it never happens. It's going to be in the next 6 months, in the next quarter, in the next 2 quarters. I've been watching these guys for years. I like them. Rudy Frank is the president. Good guy. I've met him in person, talked to him. But boy, this deal, I'm sure they're frustrated. But who knows when it happens? It's going to take a lot of money to bring that project or one of those projects on stream. But it's extremely rich, billions of ounces, billions of pounds of copper, and tens of million ounces of gold. It's a really great project, but it's going to take a lot of money to turn it into money. The development costs are huge. Another one, West Red Lake Gold, WRLG, on the Canadian exchange. They did another private placement. I don't know, man. These private placements on mining companies, companies that are not producing income, are just killers. Stocks down 17%. I think they've done 4 or 5 financings in the last 16, 17 months. I didn't check it before I came here, but man, I've seen it. I sold some the other day at 84 cents, and here it is today at 64 cents, down 17% because of this crappy financing. It's frustrating. And the financing terms for the buyer are pretty good, but if you're an existing shareholder, it sucks. And this is the reality of the mining world. It's a tough game. And I got to say, it's one of the really nice things about Bitcoin. You just buy it. You got no management problems. You've got no scandals in the rearview mirror or in the forefront coming that you're not unaware of. It's and you miss these financings. There's no financings. There's no surprises. It is what it is. And of course, there's risk in every asset. But yeah, these mining companies can be really frustrating. All right, so look, that's it. The uraniums are weak again. I'm not buying them here. I own lots. I'm not a buyer. It's got to go down at least another 10% before I add. Of course, that my opinion changes all the time, but that's that's how I feel right now. I mean, look, you cannot be stiff in your outlook. You have to be malleable and be able to change when things change or when you can see buyers come into the market. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I will see you in the next one. Happy trading.